Picture a dirt path in KwaZulu-Natal in 1953. It's midnight. No moon, just a rustle of sugarcane. A girl, barely 17, hurries home, clutching her shawl. Her footsteps echo and then stop. A scream cut short. Morning comes. Her body is found in a field, naked, gutted. Her heart, her liver, gone. Blood drips from a spiral carved into her chest. Police whisper, muti killing, dark magic, juju. They think it's a one-off. Oh boy, are they so wrong. Another body, then another. 15 lives, women, children, old men, torn apart, left like offerings across the hills, forests and rivers. And when they catch the killer, he's not what they expect. No rage, no tears, just calm. I didn't kill them, he says, staring through the corpse. The Tokoloshe did. He claims it named his victims, guided his acts, demanded 16 souls. And the scariest part? Some people believed him. What if became what if? What if the Tokoloshe was real? This is Elifasi Msomi, school teacher, a sangoma, that's a traditional healer, and South Africa's first known serial killer. But this story is bigger than him. It's about a demon that haunts Zulu nights, a creature parents warn their kids about when the shadows grow long. The Tokoloshe. Was Msomi a cold-blooded murderer or a man lost to madness? Or a puppet for something ancient, something unholy? Today, we are unraveling a case that will crawl under your skin. Whoops, and stay there. This is Beneath the Rift. Welcome to Beneath the Rift, where African true crime collides with the unexplained, the unsolved, and the straight-up chilling. And I'm Rose Basemura, your guide through the darkness. And today's case, it isn't just about a killer. It's about a belief so strong, it turned a man into a monster. Or maybe something else turned him. Anyway, Elifasi Msomi, the Tokoloshe killer, took 15 lives. Young girls, kids, elders, and he blamed a demon. So grab your candles, raise your bed on bricks, and let's dive into a story that will make you question what's real and what's not real. So let's set the scene. It's 1953, KwaZulu-Natal. Sugarcane fields stretch forever, swaying under the heavy sky. Mud huts dot the hills, smoke curling from fires. Cattle graze, kids play, but there's a weight there. This is the 50s. It is the apartheid time in South Africa. Oh, and for those who don't know what apartheid is, let me explain it like this. It was a brutal system that started in 1948, where black people were forced into townships. They needed passes to move. It's like your passport, but this time in your own country, just to move around. And they lived under white oppression. So in villages like Msomi's, poverty crushed dreams. Jobs were scarce, and trust in a white police, zero. Sangomas, those are the traditional healers, they were everything. They didn't just heal bodies. They spoke to ancestors. They fought spirits. They fixed what the world broke. So people trusted them way more than any doctor. But there was a darker side. At this time, folklore wasn't just bedtime stories, It was truth. Witchcraft, curses, spirits explained every tragedy. I'm talking a sick child, a dead cow, a sudden death. All that will be explained by folklore. No science, no nothing, folklore. And the Tokoloshe, it was fear itself. A knee-high demon, furry, invisible unless you're cursed. It sneaks into homes, sits on your chest, steals your breath or your life. And then parents stacked bricks under beds to keep it away. Kids were told, don't whistle at night, don't do it, or it will come. You'll be calling the Tokoloshe over. And in this world, a desperate Sangoma might do anything to survive, even make a pact with darkness. It actually, when I read that about the thing, it reminded me of Solo Leveling. I'm sorry I'm bringing this into an anime thing, but it's kind of reminded me of that. Can you tell me what's like a myth that scared you while growing up? Like, what myth do you have where you come from? In my country, we do have many, because also as we're told, I'm from Uganda, we were told not to whistle at night, don't sweep the house at night or you'll sweep out your blessings, don't cut your nails at night. There are very many things. I can't recall everything right now, but we had a lot of myths that have already been passed down to us. You guys tell me about that in the comment section, and I digress back into the story. So let's meet Elifasi Msomi before the blood. He was born in 1910 in KwaZulu Natal. He's a kid chasing goats barefoot under a white sky. His dad farms and his mom mixes herbs, blending Zulu rituals with Christian prayers. They are poor, but they are respected. I'm not talking like we're in the present 1910s, right? And Elifasi is sharp. He loves stories. He loves the stories from like ancestral tales to like Bible verses. I'm talking Naomi and Ruth, And at 10, he's helping his uncle, a Sangoma, grind roots and chant to spirits. We fly all the way in the 1920s. A villager said, Elifasi saw things. He stared at hills saying spirits whispered. And then at 15, he's sent off to a mission school. He learns English, math, and becomes a teacher. All the way he's 30, he's back home, married with a daughter, allegedly, and is teaching kids by day and healing as a Sangoma by night. He's a star, charming, well-spoken, and the bridge between worlds. Then by 1952, it's crumbling. His Sangoma practice tanks, and clients ditch him. Herbs fail, money is gone, everything is not working out for him. I wonder why people turn to evil when things don't work out for them. Anyway, with this desperation, he treks to a powerful Sangoma in Umzito. She burns things for him, chants, and hands him herbs to boost his practice. But they flop. He storms back furious. And the Sangoma told Elifasi, the Tokoloshe demands 16 souls, blood for power. He left a different man, and his wife notices it first. He stops sleeping, burns herbs at midnight, mutters about a small shadow biting his ankles. And a neighbor said this like in 1953, that Elifasi predicted his brother's death, and 3 days later, his brother died. Elifasi starts seeing faces in dreams, names in whispers. The Tokoloshe, he says, is calling. Was that an excuse? I mean, was it a demon taking hold? Or was it a man breaking under pressure? Everything is not working out for him. What's your guess? What do you think? Okay, we'll go all the way in August of 1953, the first murder. The victim is Olivia Mkizi, 20. She's a daughter of a kraal headman. Msomi and his wife, Manvolvo, visit her father's kraal, claiming Olivia will marry a relative of Manvolvo's. So they trek on foot and sleep under the stars. In the middle of the night, Olivia whispers to Manvolvo, "Your husband's trying to touch me." And then Msomi goes ahead and rapes her. Manvolvo, nursing her baby, does nothing. And this guy continues to rape Olivia again, the second time. And after doing all that at dawn, he stabs her. It's crazy. 2 times using a girl, and now you're scared she's going to tell on you, maybe report you, I don't know, kill her. We are in the 1950s. Remember where we are right now. We have to stay. So they trek for 2 weeks to Chief Zulu Dlamini's kraal. So that's after the murder. Then Manvolvo cracks. She tells the chief's men that Msomi killed a girl, and Msomi admits it. He didn't refuse anything because, he's guilty. And then they hand him over to Malevolent Dlamini, the chief's king. But he escapes at dawn. That was the first escape he did. He slipped away into the hills. I don't want us to forget who we are in the 50s right now. He disappeared, gone like a ghost. September 16th in 1953, Sergeant Moore with Manvolvo find Olivia's body 11 miles from her kraal. So this was his first known murder. And then the spree escalates. In November 1953, he got victims 2 and 3. Mzadili and Mama Keys, 70 and 65 years respectively. They were husband and wife. I'm going to go through this quickly. Msomi visits their kraal, knows the guy sold the cow for 25 euros. He claims the guy is sick, and the next morning he's dead. And then also Mama Keys vanishes. They just go. And then her body is found about 4 days later. And so the guy is dead and the wife is dead as well. Then a family member came out and said that Msomi took the money and ran. Come December 1953, there's victims 4 through 9. Msomi hits 3 kraals, posing as John and Induna. He was recruiting laborers for £5 a month. He lures a mother and her 1-year-old, and then 3 kids. The 3 kids were of ages between 10 to 15. He returns later saying, "Oh, they are working at the farm," and takes another child. All vanish. So June 1954, bodies are found. 3 kids together, 6 miles away. The mother and the baby, 7 miles off. All axed, dead. Then a villager said, like in 1954, "We trusted John. He seemed kind. He was really good at playing, the character." Then we have May 1954, victim 10, Notando. He's between the age of 14 and 18. She was lured to fetch potatoes for her kraal. Msomi also gifted her headman a skirt, and this skirt was stolen from Olivia. Right? He murders people and steals from them. Her body was found May 14th, bloomers down, dress over her head, and she was raped, like sexual assault. Her father said, "I gave her to him. He seemed safe." People trusted him. He had a way of making people trust him. I'm going to go through the victims quickly. In 1954, there's victim number 11, Sifo, 70, lured to buy a horse for 11 euros. Msomi as Ndlovu kills him, and then his body is found August 15th. No sexual motive this time, just blunt trauma. Then victims 12 through 13. In Beni, 25, she was promised marriage but killed in a plantation. 2 women were attacked on the same day. One survived testifying, "He hit my head, took my money, but I crawled away." So in October 1954, we have victim number 14, Puno. He was 14 years old, lured for work at £2 a week. Body found in February 1955. Then in January of 1955, that's when victim 15 happened. Tulile, between 35 to 40. She was allowed to fetch Puno's wages. And then her body was found January 20th. 300 meters from another victim. Axed. The axe was his main used weapon, and sometimes a knife as well. So 15 victims, ages 1 to 75, men and women, kids and elders, mostly killed by an axe. In 1954, they said, like a villager said, no man kills like this. It has to be the Tokoloshe. At this range, babies to elders is wild. You know, most times when it comes to serial killers, it's more like they have something, there's something that connects the victims. Either a workplace, maybe it's girls with red hair, maybe it's maybe people with like a profession of like maybe being a doctor or a teacher or something. You know, it could also be maybe related to race, but they always have something in common they go for because they have a trauma they're supposed to, you know. But Msomi, you couldn't know what exactly his target was. Like he had babies to elders, men, women, kids, whatever. So what was he after really? Souls? Money? What do you think? Tell me in the comment section below. And you know the thing is, this is the 1950s. So the police are drowning. Bodies pile up. Crowds panic. And Msomi is a ghost, slipping away twice. He slipped custody twice. The second time, out of a car that was taking him. And somehow he managed to escape. Anyway, February 1954, Sergeant Ngube takes over. He tracks Msomi after a May 1955 arrest for stealing matumbes. It's like a starchy plant from a white farmer. So Ngube connects the dots, linking Msomi to the murders. You know, let me put my 2 cents on this. You know, a funny thing is, this is apartheid. So you have the white people mainly in the police and in the like, you know, judge, lawyers and so on, and black people are dying, and the guy is not caught until he kills like 15 people, and then he steals from a white farmer, and all of a sudden he's arrested. Anyway, a court profiler said Msomi is highly intelligent, charming, and derives sexual pleasure from pain, but also genuinely believes a Tokoloshe guides him. In the interrogation notes, Ngube's notes, that's in 1955, they had asked him why did he kill these people, and there's only one answer. He said that the Tokoloshe showed him faces and names, and she was just the first. So after all that, after they sit down, the interrogation, Msomi leads Ngube to graves. I'm talking forests, caves, a skull under a rock. He knew every spot, like he'd mapped it himself. You know, of course he did. And he wasn't panicking the whole time. In prison, Msomi is unhinged. He chants at night, whatever. He keeps the the guards awake. No one wants to guard him. And then a guard also said that the cell went cold, and scratching kept us up. He tries a ritual, burning stolen herbs, begging the Tokoloshe to leave. A profiler said his belief is real, but his control suggests he's manipulating a myth. I feel like because he knows people in that time believed so much in a myth, he was like, I'll use it for my defense. For real, like real talk. Would you sit in that interrogation room? Or would you be able to guard his cell? Be honest, we are talking you in the 1950s, where you believed in folklore so much. Nothing was advanced as now. I know it's hard to put ourselves in 1950s. That's a long time ago. I also can't imagine. But when I think of belief, people have real things they believe in. Have you seen born-again Christians that believe so deeply that they are lied to and their money is taken to and they are still believing? You can't even tell them anything. Like sometimes people believe in something so much, it becomes real. Now let's first look at the Tokoloshe. Let's dive into the Tokoloshe. Because this case, this whole case, even the title, lives in its grip. So, across Zulu, Xhosa, Soto communities, beds are raised to stop this demon. It's small, hairy, invisible unless you're cursed. It steals breath, brings sickness, or even kills. So the Zulu say witches summon it, and the Xhosa say it's jealous targeting women. Then the Soto call it a water spirit, luring you to drown. Then there's a Sangoma that said, in the 1950s, of course, I'm now talking we're in the 1950s, like you see its eyes, you die. Obey it, you're lost. What I want you guys to understand right now is that superstitions run deep. Like, I'm talking sprinkle ash to trap its footsteps. Don't whistle at night. Well, I talked about that. You have that too. Because it calls the Tokoloshe when you whistle. That's a call. Owls hooting, we have that as well. Like death is coming. A cat toenail left out, it's scarce. Possession is the deepest fear. In most African spirituality, spirits can take you. And people said Musoma's soul was gone. Apparently, the Tokoloshe rode him. And then the appetite fueled this, like poverty, forced removals, distrust in white coats pushed people to Sangomas. And allegedly, the Musomas packed for 16 souls. That's Muti gone dark, blood for power. Villagers burned fires, they held vigils. And then they said, we stopped sleeping low. The Tokoloshe was hunting us. That's how deep the belief went. I already talked about my superstitions that we have in our country. You guys share yours. Like, I'm nosy. I want to know where you're from, what superstition you have. Maybe we have in common. Because also Uganda still had, when I was growing up, that superstition of like owls hooting. Like it was like, oh, someone is going to die. That's why the owl is hooting. We also had those things, the superstitions. But we have to look deeper into this guy before we talk about the Tokoloshe. Who was Elifasi Msomi? Let's break it down. There are many theories. Psychosis is number one. Msomi's schizophrenia is masked by high intelligence. Like the Tokoloshe is his delusion, shaped by Zulu beliefs. Theory 2 says muti killings, blood for power situations. A villager back in 1955 said he served a wish, and the Tokoloshe was her tool. So was he selling to a dark market? Theory 3, possession. Msomi begged for a cleansing ritual, and a Sangoma back in 1955 said the Tokoloshe used him, and it's still out there. Apparently the guards felt her present, and then his escapes, two times it added fuel. Like, oh, the cops said no law can hold him, it was unnatural. Anyway, and the 2 women who survived his acts, one testified he hit her head, but she hid. Then he left because he couldn't find her. So then the thing that I find intriguing is, if there's attempted murder, why wasn't that charge added on the murder charges? Well, a profiler said maybe the court wanted the 15 murders, not complications. Like they just wanted 15 murders. The other things of like, oh, these people attempted murder, adding, charges that would just stress them out more. 15 murders were enough to nail him down for good. They didn't need any other thing. So what do you think was wrong with Msomi? Psychosis, cult stuff, or was he cursed? What do you think? So we now head to the courtroom. September 4th, 1955 in Durban. It's packed. Villagers, reporters, Sangoma. We have Judge Kennedy with assessors Gordon and Ryle. It presides. Msomi's lawyers, Freeton and Howard, plead non guilty. But we have prosecutions here. They got him for 15 murders, axe wounds, and also his confessions because he didn't deny. But what was Msomi's defense? The Tokoloshe made me. A court transcript in 1955 says, I was chosen. I'm not sorry I was chosen. I had no choice. And then his lawyers push for an irresistible impulse. But Kennedy, like the judge, shuts that down. He said, you're not pawn. You are a cold-blooded, savage murderer. Well, when they did a checkup, they found Msomi had syphilis, but that doesn't affect your mind. So he's going to jail. He's planning, luring, stealing, and killing. It was calculated. You can't tell anyone anything. And remember, this was a white court. They don't understand anything about Tokoloshes. Maybe a Zulu trial would free him, but a white, nah. So he got a death sentence, and February 10th, 1956, in Pretoria Central Prison, 9 Zulu chiefs watch, ensuring the Tokoloshe doesn't intervene. Msomi was hanged that time. Well, he was hanged at dawn. But in 1957, near Durban, a woman's body, same wounds, was found. And the villagers said, Msomi is dead, but the Tokoloshe isn't. Anyway, at that time when they found her body, no one was caught. So, copycat or something darker? Drop your theory in the comments. So what makes a killer? Greed, madness, or a fear so deep it becomes real? Or all of the above? So Elifasi Msomi took 15 lives. Olivia, Puno, Tulile, and more. They were daughters, sons, elders, stolen for an allegedly demon's pact. History asks, what happens when belief turns deadly? Beds are still raised in KwaZulu-Natal. Herbs burn. The Tokoloshe's name lingers. I have a question, you guys. Have you heard of the Tokoloshe? I hadn't. It's my first time hearing about it when I was researching for this case. So, what myths keep you up at night? Well, this is Beneath the Rift. Subscribe, hit the bell button, and join us for episode 3, where a woman trusted a contact and vanished. Stay safe, and maybe, just maybe, check under your bed. Bye-bye.